Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining the program this morning. Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Debo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Rideout.
Good morning, sir.
It's always a treat when players meet.
Hey,
Isn't it? Isn't
on
it?
Sesame Street.
Have you been to Sesame Street?
I don't know the Sesame Street song.
Hey, Bird. Hey,
Did you
Bird.
watch Electric Company?
Hey, Ernie.
No, I mean we watched Sesame Street, but you don't remember they
Really?
songs.
What? Can you tell me how to get?
How would you know it's on unless you heard the song?
You just flick through the channel, and all of a sudden Count Dracula was on, or Baby Bear is on,
So you could tell time.
or Snuffleupagus.
He could tell time.
Hey, Ernie.
No.
No, you didn't hear what I just said. You just flick through the channels and Sesame Street.
Oh, so you was
Tell kind of strong to the man when he got
Barney
when
type
he
dude.
got his whole.
Yeah, we
gear
remember.
on,
I
man.
remember Barney.
Barney, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
DJ.
Barney.
Huh?
You need to be respectful.
What you mean?
Didn't you hear me just say you talking kind of strong to the man when he got his gear on? You better look at, better look,
Uh-oh.
So
better recognize.
Right.
Respect the G.
I agree with you,
Respect the
man.
G.
So
it ain't like I'm here cussing.
the words of the immortal, the
Keith.
gifted and talented one.
Keith,
So,
Keith, I want to ask you a question.
sir,
The clergy apparel that you're wearing now, what is it officially called?
suit and a collar.
No, I'm saying, don't they have a special name for that?
What's it
Suit,
called?
suit and a
Like
collar.
Minister collars or something like that?
Yeah, vestment is different. Vestments are your robes.
Okay, so
That's
then,
the
but
vestment.
my question is, if I chose to, could I go online and order what you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
So they don't have a requirement like you have to be licensed in some kind of
No.
something with a Rolodex or something where they can look you up and make sure that you.
Man, do you know how many fake preachers is wearing that stuff right now, man?
Yeah, and if
Some would say one's wearing it right now.
Hey,
And he gonna tell me to be respectful.
Set it up.
He gonna
He set
tell
it
me to
up.
be respectful.
I
Set
knew
it up. Cold-blooded.
I knew that there would be certain risk
Uh-huh.
in terms of the devil.
Wearing
And
it.
so what I have to do is to stay on my square
Yeah,
and not be easily provoked.
Yeah, he'll get you there. He'll get you.
Because you can be easily provoked, and next thing you go, and that's what people try to do.
Yeah,
Try
he'll
to get
snake.
you off your-
Yeah.
And then after he bites, you be like, "Well, what did you expect? I'm a snake."
No, we were just talking about vestments, and and then depending on, I hate to use the term, but it is your office determines, like for example, what color collar you wear, or depending on your denomination, your office, your status determines the color. that
They
you
is
wear.
asking about what you wearing.
So like the bishop would wear a different color than
Right. Right.
Administrative assistant would be different than the bishop
Right,
Yeah.
right, and it's
and so on.
right, and I think that I know in the Church of God in Christ is cardinal. That's what the bishop wears. That color is cardinal.
Well, the red and
Yeah, red is cardinal. Yeah. And then you go down, and then I think the next level is purple.
Purple, I
Yeah,
believe, is
purple.
yeah.
So, anyway, welcome to the program. I do have a funeral to go to today. I'm officiating that, so that's why I'm looking like this. I'm not normally. I'm in incognito, and have to do when you administer the RITE of the church, then you should look a certain way. What's happening, DJ?
Oh man, happy Friday.
Same to you, bro. Man, we missed you yesterday, brother.
hey, Doc, I was out running around.
Where you was at, man? Why this the second Friday in a row, man? They talking
Slacker.
about you been gone.
But I
Slacker.
gotta give him credit.
Hey,
I gotta give him credit. He did not call in
that's because the phone lines won't work.
after. Oh, that's right. But I was gonna say those after the tongue lashing he got last Friday. Like you should have just came to work.
No,
You
I
called
actually
3
tried to
times.
call.
Did you?
Tried to call, but
Yeah, the phone
the
lines.
phone line said due to us not paying the bill.
No, it didn't say that.
Oh, it didn't say that.
It didn't say that, bro.
I was able to
Dirty laundry, man.
I was able to wear people out and they couldn't call. So
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, man.
That
The phone
must have
lines
been a
are
good day.
back in order today, as
Back
I'm
in
sure you
order.
heard.
Oh man, and I can
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
see
That
now,
was the
man.
whole problem. People were trying to get your
Hey, can
phone
you
back.
zoom in to this new
Okay, you
with
want
all
folks
of
to
the
see?
numbers?
Were you here for training?
right with all of these
with
numbers?
the new equipment back there?
We got
So
numbers.
It looked the same.
there's
to
a
me.
new device there
No,
that's
it's not.
actually
We got 10 now.
that is the new.
we got 10. We got 10.
Man,
We
move
got
your head,
10.
move your head. So there's the new device that was added that was causing all of the issues. Of course, we had the other one. Let's see if we can find that one on the counter over here. This is the original one that
Price is
so
Right.
we have.
Price is right.
So now what you'll find is if you are arguing with Keith and you get hung up on, it's not Jermaine. Keith has a device over there now where he will be the one that will hang up on you. Show him the finger, Keith.
Hey,
Y'all see the finger, right? Okay.
Speaking of Price is Right, do it surprise y'all that Bob Barker was racist?
Was he?
No, but he loved pets.
I'm saying the man was born in 1923 or something like that. Duh.
They were talking about the black models.
Yeah. And then they showed like this one black lady tried to hug him and he like running for his life, trying not to be hugged from her. You know
I'll tell you somebody else, and I'm not saying I'm surprised. Ric Flair.
Yeah, I never liked Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Who's my guy? He was back at NWA on he was
Kevin
Teddy.
Nash?
No, Teddy. The referee, Teddy. And,
the black dude.
Teddy
Yeah.
DiBiase.
No, the black dude. Ted.
I know you're talking about. He was bald head.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but he started off as a referee in the old NWA. Then he came to W, and he told a story about he had let some women in backstage, and he said Ric Flair came up and called them nigga.
He should have punched him in the
Oh
Yeah.
man, oh
He would have
man,
lost his job though.
man. Yeah, I mean he's thinking about eating. So yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, of course. Hulk Hogan was mad because of his daughter.
Right. I mean, so I think that just I was a big Ric Flair fan, man. I'm gonna tell you, I just loved the stick. I just love what he was
wasn't
doing.
cool to me.
The whole piece.
But he was already old.
Right.
And you know what's so crazy? Because I was just sitting here thinking about you just asked about Bob Barker and him being racist, him born in the 1920s. As a kid, he was taught that not to like black people. It was something that his parents or whoever was raising him put that seed in him and installed
a lot of
that.
us was raised off of Price is Right. My uncle, whenever my mom would drop me off, before me and my uncle would go to the Boys and Girls Club, he'd be like, hey, we not doing nothing until the Price is Right go on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
10,
saying? Like,
11
we not
o'clock.
doing so like we was all raised, or not we all, but like a lot of us was raised off of Price is Right.
Yeah.
But I know this man was raised, he was born in 1920 something.
Well, I wish it was just.
And that was the way of,
I just
of the
wish it
world
was
there.
people who were born in the 20th century early, because it seems that there are enough young people who are equally as racist. I sent you an article this morning
Yeah, I didn't get to read
about Pete Hessett and what they're doing there at the Defense Department. There's a list of full bird colonels who are recommended for their first star as a general. And so normally you do this recommendation is by merit, you work your way up, and now you're being considered to be a general.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Hessett went and he struck 4 names off of the list. Normally that the defense secretary never does that. And they just happen to be 2 black males, and I think, and 2 females that he had cut. Now remember, QC Brown was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He sacked him, and he goes in and he makes this argument that these are DEI hires, and we're looking at him, and he's certainly a DEI hire. And so he struck the names.
Pot calling Keller black.
Yeah, and so when I'm saying the racism and the misogynism is real, and so when people, and this is what, not that he unleashed it, but a lot of Republican administrations would try to hide the racism. These folks are in the open in terms of it. And then what they do is they make the argument, oh man, we're just trying to make sure it's based on merit. Come on, man. If you don't even consider my qualifications for the job, how is then that based on merit? If you just base it on what I look, what you perceive me to be. And these people, in order to get to that point, as first to be a full bird colonel, right, or to be a captain in the Navy, means that you worked your way up that chain, right?
Years.
And you've been able to distinguish yourself. And so to be able to go in and do it and then turn around and say it's anti-wokeness, and we had Negroes running around here talking about, they right. Come on, man. This is probably, if you just look at it from top to bottom, the most unqualified administration ever.
It's a DEI littered administration.
Exactly. I mean, and so, that's the okie doke where, they try to make you feel bad and somehow, you're inferior. That's the other piece of it. In spite of that, you still have to know that you have value and that you have worth, because this can weigh on you. And after a while, you can start believing, what it is that people are putting forth. But when I saw that article, it was in the New York Times this morning, about how he had went in and struck the list. And then there is Arlington National Cemetery, Fort Lee. I don't know if they changed the name back, but Arlington National Cemetery, they have something called the Old Guard. The Old Guard are those men and women that you see guarding the tomb of the unknown soldier. When you have a burial there, they're the people, they're the burial detail. And so there's a Black woman who was, she was a 1-star general. She's going to take over that post. They got heat from the chief of staff saying that you cannot promote her to that position because the president will not want to stand next to a Black woman.
Wow.
Then the guy who was in opposition of them being in opposition of her contacts a source in the administration and said, you're absolutely correct. So there's a picture that they put up where Trump is, instead of standing next to her, he's down at the other end. So for all you people who sit up here and say
he's not racist,
he is. Accept the reality, the fact that you wage war against Venezuela, brown people, against Iran, brown people, Cuba, brown people. There's no white people doing bad things in the world. Certainly Russia is.
Shutting down immigrants coming in from Black and brown nations.
Let me shout out the good folks there at the New Pitts Mortuary. Good morning, Deacon Jones. Good morning.
From all of the nations where he would strike down entry from them, those individual countries, their population didn't look like him.
And what was the one country that they allowed the folks to come in?
Was it
South Africa? Because remember, they're doing genocide.
They've been talking a lot about Iceland, so I thought
no, they're doing genocide. I mean, 2.5 more years.
Did you say his name?
Accidentally.
Oh, that's a strike one, man.
I know.
What's wrong with? Hey, thank you for the chat. Chat keeping us on point. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
It's too early.
I'm sorry. I got emotional.
It's too early.
I lost control.
Appreciate you, Happiness Donuts.
All right, caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on there.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
2 questions. Number one, can we all say it today? Because you just said it. So if we say it, are we going to get hung up on?
No, we just gave him a strike.
No.
And
no, you won't.
I didn't
so
even
you
know.
can.
I didn't even know he said it until I
it's
checked.
I know. I'm looking
chat.
right at you, DJ. I'm looking right at you. You just let it go right over you. But anyway, 2 questions. Number one, Chief, did you read what I sent you last night?
No, I didn't get a chance. Let me pull it up now. Go on. What's
the second thing, because you had said this, since y'all talking about racism. Remember when I was saying that Kamala Harris was the best candidate, and you said that she not gonna win?
right?
How did you know that?
Because of racism.
Well, yeah, but That's it. I just wanted Keith to say it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was racism. It was
Sexism.
Sexism.
Don't forget about homophobia.
Well, she wasn't gay.
No, but that's what he was.
Well,
If you look at most of the articles,
how
that
about
was
Trump
ran,
outing
though,
the?
that's what it was too.
How about Trump outing the supreme leader of Iran?
I wasn't gay.
He outed him.
Dang, that's bad for them.
That was the point that he was making. Like, because they could kill you in Iran for being gay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So he outed this dude.
Yeah. So that was just my two questions that I have for you today.
All right.
And I was just wondering if you had read the article that I sent last night. You don't have to speak on it if you don't want to. I just wanted you to read it since the discussions we were having yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm looking at all of this. I still don't know.
So that was just my two
Yeah,
questions.
I'm looking at this and I don't care how bad of people they are. Does that mean, unless they've attacked you, does that mean that you should then commit genocide? I'm looking at decadent practices, defilement of the land, 400 years of patience God had given the Canaanite people to repent.
But okay, I just had those two questions for you.
Protecting Israel from idolatry. Oh man. All right. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you're on air.
Hey, good morning, Keith, and good morning, y'all staff out there. I wanted to say something about the baseball game yesterday, and I want the Chicago people to hear it real good. They always say when you come into your house, you're supposed to take your shoes off, right?
Right.
And there was the White Sox, right?
Right.
We played, right?
Right.
So I wanted to tell the people in Chicago, don't come over here unless you in our big house. We got a big house out there. They played in. And not take the shoes off. We took the shoes off. They welcome my home. But we whooped the White Sox off yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, the Cubs used to come through here first time. The Cubs used to come through here and get into those stuff out of here. But they sent the White Sox through here. Thought they could stay with the Brewers. All I want them to say, the Brewers ain't the Brewers back in the day. The Brewers are playing some good ball now. They come across that line over there now, we go whoop the socks off of them.
Yep.
Every time they come across them.
They're currently on a 1-game winning streak.
With that, well, hey, we whooped the socks off of them.
And you know what? I had an eye appointment yesterday, so I just checked the score. And when I got out, it was the top of the first. He gave up a home run. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. Because he's a great pitcher, but he does give up a lot of home runs.
Right.
That's the only hit that he gave up was the home
right.
run. You know,
he was he was welcome to our house.
Yep.
But they said when you come into somebody's house, you're supposed to take your shoes off. But they didn't forget about we had the socks. They had the socks on. We want them barefooted over here when they come over here now.
Yeah, and you know
the White Sox always. I mean, they was really bad last year, and so this. I mean, it would have really looked bad if we would have lost the home opener.
No excuse.
Yeah.
Don't let those White Sox come over here no more and embarrass us.
You know, I miss us being in the American League because we used to get the White Sox on the regular.
Right.
And those White Sox series was like crazy. You know, the Southsiders coming up to Milwaukee. The Cubs fans are so well behaved.
Always in the National League.
No, we started off in the American League.
I'm talking about the Cubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I mean, it was 1 year they decided
I appreciate you calling.
They couldn't get in County Stadium quick enough. They decided they were just gonna park on the overpass.
Yeah.
So you saw this big toe show going on, man. Or the number of, the Cub fans come up and they spend money.
Mm-hmm.
They're very nice because we don't have the rivalry with the Cubs that we had with the White. No, not we had, not like the White Sox.
What are you talking about?
The White Sox, man, that was a rivalry.
It's a Cubs rivalry, man.
Ain't no rivalry.
That White Sox, that's old.
I'm just telling you
that
it
about the
ain't.
White Sox. It's the Cubs.
It ain't the same. It's not the same.
I know, because it's bigger with the Cubs.
No.
Yes, it is, man.
I'm telling you, DJ. When the White Sox came up here, it was a totally different animal.
Notice what you said.
But no,
was
I can
it
say
was
in my
a different
lifetime,
animal.
it's been more of a Cubs rivalry.
Yeah.
Right, because they've been playing in
far
the
as
National League.
My recollection.
Right.
But when they were in the American League, it was the White Sox.
That was many moons ago, man.
Yeah, but you know,
You talking?
truthfully,
That's over 40 years ago.
Anything
not 40
Chicago,
years. Yes, it is.
anything
Not 40
Chicago is a rivalry for us.
They're only 50 years old here.
It's over
When you
40
look
years.
at
The last
the
time
Bears,
that
We went into when they did that whole
when they
thing.
went to the World Series, we were in the American League.
That's correct.
Blackhawks, the Bears.
That's
It wasn't.
anything
It wasn't.
Chicago is
It
a
wasn't
rivalry.
until they went in and they did the realignment. I think that's when Montreal moved to DC, became the Nationals. They were doing a realignment, and so then the Brewers went into the National League. Buck Seeley was still commissioner when they went into the National League. So, caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on there.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, back to the question at hand, back to the races. Any black person think Trump is not a racist? What rock you been sleeping up
Hey,
under?
you can't say that
Yeah, you can. We lifted.
How come I can't?
because
We lifted the rule.
we don't do that no more.
We lifted the rule for
No,
today.
No,
Yeah,
we
we
ain't listening
did.
to no rule for today.
Yes,
You got
we
to
did.
strike.
George asked, and I said, yes, we will lift the rule today.
Hey, we didn't have a committee vote.
So you ain't giving no pass.
no,
But you just gave a pass.
no, I didn't. I gave him a strike.
Anyway, the ban is lifted today. Just today, March 27th, 2026.
What
It
time
goes-
you got to go, man?
It goes back
When he
into
came
effect
down
next
that
Friday.
escalator and said what he said about the Mexicans, that told me everything about him. I know that when he had the apprentice. When he didn't let that black man win when he clearly won.
Hey, I didn't even need the apprentice. We could just look at his renting records.
Right.
How
Right.
he wouldn't rent out to people that was black.
Right.
You know, I didn't
But
need
what
him
else
to be
is new?
president.
He did hook up Jesse Jackson. He gave him some space when Jesse Jackson.
I mean,
was
they always say I do have a black friend. Like that don't mean you're not racist.
and he had a black
was-
girlfriend.
That was his one black friend.
He had a. I'm trying not to be or be that song that Reverend Earl Simmons made, but I'm about to lose my mind up in here, man. Because
I don't know where y'all at, but at the same time, keep talking, Keith. Stay on subject because it's the truth. It's time for us to wake up and start voting for the people that mean us some good.
Yep. And
How do we know that some people mean us some good?
Cause we got to make demands of what we want out of if they want our vote, we got to start putting demands on them that improve to us how you earn our vote.
didn't he say that if Kamala Harris was elected president, she would get us into a war?
Well,
Didn't he say that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Who got us into a war with Iran?
I wouldn't believe Trump if he told me, hey, if he told me something I know is the truth. I was have to still. If he
Right.
told me it's
Well,
the
how about
sun,
this?
it was daylight. I have to look out the
He
window.
steps all on his own because my buddy pointed out yesterday, he said, Keith, I quote your mama. Some folks can't do wrong right.
No.
So he's sitting up here pushing back on mail-in voting.
I was gonna bring that up.
Wait a minute. He mailed-in vote. Now, people thought,
Right.
because he makes the argument, I was in D.C. No, he mailed it from Mar-a-Lago.
Just
Can I
lying.
say it again? He mailed his ballot from Mar-a-Lago.
Just lying.
Just lying, man. Oh,
Hey, but that sister, she put it that the Democratic sister down in Mar-a-Lago won that race. I was loving that. I tried to get in to ask y'all that I hear right.
I think that, and look, I'm not getting overly optimistic. There's a long time between now and November. All I'm saying
That's
is
true.
that you're getting indicators out there that all of a sudden people who, and here's the other, people who voted for him now are having buyer's remorse, some, and then there are others who are not even going to show up to vote. So
I'm
That's
not even
true,
trying to
and
hear
that's the
about the
sad part.
buyer's remorse because he did this the first time, and these same people the second time around was saying the same thing the first time around.
it takes a fool
Hey,
to
I
learn.
know. He didn't fool the majority of us.
Well, but he fooled enough of us.
You
He
ain't
fooled
kidding. You know
enough.
what?
No, he fooled
Oh,
them.
they look
I'm not
good
a part of
voting
no
for Trump.
us. I'm not a part of no us. He fooled them. He fooled
Right.
y'all. He ain't fooled me.
Hey, well, Keith,
Yes, sir.
I got a gift for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is,
Okay.
but it's big and it's great and all of this and that. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay?
Okay. Appreciate you.
And I think it's still going to be a big zero when they get down to it, because that man is crazy. That's all I got to say.
The world is on the verge of an economic, not collapse, but catastrophe.
Yeah.
All because of vanity. All because of vanity. Here's the thing that's amazing. That 15-point peace plan they sent to him was the plan he tore up that Obama did.
Yep. It was already set, and he went in. Oh, he hated Obama. He hated that black man so much. Like you said, he tore up those things. Obama had something set up with the Israel, well, not Israel, but whatever, Iran.
With Iran.
Yeah, but he messed that all up, and now,
And you hear his apologist out saying, "Do you want Iran to point a missile at the?" Okay.
Like leave me alone with that, man.
If you understand how this works in terms of ballistic missiles, all you have to do is see what's going on with Israel. We could shoot it down, right? Like when missiles come from the Soviet Union, there is a strategy there to try to shoot down as many of those missiles as possible. So Iran getting one missile, I mean, they're not going to be able to do much damage. It's Israel who wants to be the dominant player in the region, and it's America. And yes, I do believe that Netanyahu convinced the president that this was a good idea, because they could care less, because it's not going to impact their economy. It's already impacting our economy.
Right. In a major way.
Right. And then we talked about gas prices. The whole thing, like no one, and I'm sure there was someone who had a security briefing with him to say, you do know, they basically control the Strait of Hormuz. And even though we don't get our oil from there, it drives up the price of everybody else's oil. He kept saying, we got all this oil in America, but that's not how the price of oil is set.
The only unintended consequences that he had in mind was that people would lose their lives. Outside of that, he had no idea. And he wasn't he didn't have a plan in place for the other consequences outside of the lives that will be lost.
There was a general on and said, how's this guy sitting up there thinking he's smarter than the generals because he went to a military high school?
He said nobody's ever seen anything like it.
It's crazy, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you listen
right,
to Community Voices Free
too.
Flow Friday. Joined in studio by Devon Jones, DJ the Protege, Mr. Debo himself, super producer Jermaine Rideout. We're gonna take the other super producer, because there isn't one dude named Jermaine Dupree.
Yeah.
But you bigger than him.
Way bigger than him.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Community Voice. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
Hey, good morning to you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said good morning, you on there?
Okay, listen. I heard a caller call in. He calls in all the time. Pretty good guy, you know. Never had no problem with him. He never too much talk about me. And he said, we got to hold these people's feet to the fire. And I want to ask the question to the Protege. Mr. Protege, what would you consider holding our politicians' feet to the fire? And that's just, and I know I only got a few seconds here. That's just one thing, and then I would like to say something about your president. But I want to ask that question to the Protege. Then y'all can set yourself, because I don't know if he's going to answer it correct. How do you hold their feet to the fire?
You can hold them to the fire by one, not reelecting them. Two, there has to be platforms available for you to like put out some of the stuff that they said they was going to do, and then you know, versus what they actually done. There has to be a platform to, you know,
when you say platform, what do you mean? Some event where you come out and you express your concern?
It could be a town hall. It could be the radio station. It could even be you know, a page or a section in the page of a newspaper. Some platform to say, hey, such and such said that they was going to do this, but this is what
that's
has
holding
actually
their feet to
done.
the fire, man. That's all. When you hold somebody's feet to the fire, you're purifying their situation. You're putting it in a kiln. You're melting the mess away.
But
when
you gotta
holding
highlight some stuff, though.
Huh?
You're gonna have to highlight
the first
something.
one you said to hold them accountable through elections.
Yeah.
I think that would be, but what if you only got a Democrat and a Republican running for the position? We ain't talking about a primary race. You got a Democrat and a Republican, and the Republican has screwed us over so bad. So we say, so how do you hold his feet? Or the Democrat has screwed us over so bad. How do you hold his feet in an election? Because I think all the other stuff you said is malarkey. They don't want to hear that. We done lined up in all kind of town halls and sweating bullets, and we don't want this here. And the majority said they didn't want it, and then people went right on after they just did that to say we gave the public a chance and an opportunity to speak on it because their minds was already made up. The election piece that you said, the very first one you said, is the right one. Now, how do you do it if you got if you got a Democrat and a Republican, and the Democrat that we love so dearly and the Republican that we love so dearly? How do we hold their feet to the fire if they're doing that election? If you got a Democrat, not a primary race now,
you got to make sure that they don't run unopposed. A lot of times, the people that we're talking about, they run unopposed. So if they're not running unopposed, they at least have to acknowledge that it's someone that is disagreeing and vying to take their spot.
And in the general election, you have a tendency to run more towards the middle. In a general election, when there's a matchup between the Democrat and the Republican. Now, if you're in a very red district, then you run to the right. But if you're in districts where it's blue or it's purple, you know, you at both will tend to run towards the middle.
And I disagree with what you said about the second part is malarkey, because you know, a lot of people gave Michelle and still do give Michelle hell for her and her stance on Mandela Barnes. That did have an effect on him running. And so, you know, having a platform in the radio or having a platform in the newspaper, that does go a long way.
Okay, that stops him from running. But what does it do if he does decide to run? See, listen.
But I just told you that you just gotta make sure that he doesn't run or she doesn't run unopposed.
Okay, brother. That's holding their feet to the fire after they've already gotten in office.
Well, you call the office, you put pressure on it. And then if they don't respond, wait, hold on. And if they don't respond, do what we hear on these airways. People call in and say, I called such and such's office and I didn't get a response.
So okay, so that helps one or two, maybe 10 people. But what about the other 250,000 that he's
Well,
representing
I
in
think
the
that
city?
you have to, if you being that, and I'm sure you're not trying to be that absolute. The reality is that a lot of times we are governing in the middle, right? I mean, I
But
think
sometimes there's nothing left for the middle. You got to go right or left.
I believe I answered your question several times, me. So what do you think holding to the fire means, since I'm not answering that question?
By the black vote. Well, I think you started. I think you did. You just didn't bring it home. The deal is this right here. The black vote in most major cities is the defining factor. We always like to talk. Listen, man.
it can't
You
be
hold
in
it
New
to
York.
the fire.
Like for example, in the Mondani race, it was not.
Well,
He
in the
built a
Mondani
different
race.
He built a
according
different
to
coalition.
well, you see what's going on with that Mondani race. I mean, what happened in that race?
He
You
won.
see what's happening, and you see what he's doing right now.
He's
That's
trying to.
a whole.
But he ran
on
on those platforms. He's trying to be consistent with what he ran on. He ran
The man
on.
is talking about. The man ain't talking about taking. He was talking about. He was making people feel happy about the rent situation. Now he's talking about doing in. You know the people that he promised the rent situations to. He's reversing all of that stuff up there in New York.
I think that it is a campaign promise. Very few politicians will keep campaign promises. They're just that.
Okay, right quick. I heard the brother saying it because now my opinion is the only way you hold their feet to the fire is you vote them out. Simple as that. And if that means putting a white boy or somebody in here, or putting a black boy in here to govern and to show that we're not playing anymore, that's when you hold their feet to the fire. Right now, we holding nobody's feet to the fire. Talking black power and getting on the radio and me talking, saying a lot of mean things. That's fun and it's good and it will motivate people, but it doesn't move the needle. It motivates people, but then how long does that motivational spirit in the people last? Most of the time, they just it feels good for a moment and then they go on. And we talked about Donald Trump. I have to say this. If DJ, you said something. You said we have to look at the rental situation with him. Okay, we will look at the rental situation. That was in 1972 or something like 73. He was really a kid. He's probably about 24 years old. His daddy was operating that. But then I want to ask you a question. Are you a landlord? Have you started to endeavor in that, or that's something you don't desire?
No, I'm not even thinking about that.
Okay. Well, when you're a landlord, nowadays, we put these things out here where we look into the background of the people. We do background checks. Now, in this situation, they probably didn't do background checks back then. They probably just look and say, oh, we don't want them Negroes in here. But now we do background checks. And I tell you, when we do background checks, there are some people that black landlords don't want to rent to.
Oh,
That's the reason why we have these background checks.
That made it right.
Well, that made it right to be able to look at the background check. But you know what I found out? A person that's got 5 evictions on them, sometime that need a helping hand, will do better than the person that's got an 800, 750 credit score. The person that need a chance, man, will do better sometimes. That didn't. I mean, it might make it legally right. Are you saying it was right to now it's legal that we can do the background check?
You could always do a credit check.
Well, we ain't talking about credit check. We're
That's
talking
a
about
background check. They check your credit. They check here.
Criminal history. They check everything.
Right,
How many evictions you've had.
Because you entering into a contract, and part of it is you want to know that the person renting from you are going to be able to fulfill the most basic part of the contract, which is to pay the rent.
Well, I've seen people that.
But I don't think that was the case where they were going in and all of a sudden they found all these unsuitable renters. What it was if you looked a certain way, they check the box and throw your application away.
Yeah. Well, they're doing that right now.
Okay, and it wasn't right then. It's not right now.
And you said one thing, Keith. You said we finna be on the brink. The country look like it's on the brink of destruction, especially financially.
I didn't say that. I said that the world economy is looking at facing a economic catastrophe. The world economy.
I just didn't say it as eloquent as you. I mean, you said the same thing I'm saying. I just didn't say it as eloquent as you did.
Thank you.
Okay. The world is finna, and guess what? We might need a reset, man.
Okay.
So you need to start storing up.
Remember that when you can't afford to put gas in your car. Remember that.
Hey, brother, the gas.
Remember, we
gas
just needed that reset
in 2023 and 24. Don't go back to when Bush was 9/11, when that dog in 2006 and 7. Hey man, the gas was almost $5 a gallon. We've seen these times before, and it's only been happening for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now.
All right.
So let's quit playing games. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna ride the wave, man. I'm gonna enjoy this. Because when it all falls through, if you ain't been storing up like the ant, I feel sorry for you, man. I just feel sorry for you.
Who coined the line, whichever way the wind blows is cool with me? Is that what
I don't know, but it's not cool with me because sometimes when the wind is blowing, I have to turn around and walk backwards, man. You know, I have to walk backwards in that wind because going to the front, it's just it's so harmful and hurtful. Till I learned how to turn around, man, put my breaker to the back and go that way, man. So I'm gonna ride it. Now, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's something good gonna happen out there. Watch.
Okay. Keep hope alive.
I don't know who coined the phrase, but I know Seal Johnson made the song, didn't he?
Who?
Seal Johnson.
What song?
Anyway, the wind blows is cool with me. You don't remember that song, Keith?
Yeah, I just remember the line. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, today is Orange Juice Jones's birthday. I saw you and him walking in the rain. Yeah. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
What the hell is he talking about? How you gonna hold him accountable if you can't vote him out again? And he's part of that twice. So he's responsible for some of this foolishness that's going on right now. He want to talk about Bush. That's because both of them started fake wars. Now he want to talk about Biden. That was from the residual effects of the what was that disease we just got over? What y'all say?
COVID?
Yeah, that was part of the coronavirus. What is this dude ever talking about? He comes on spilling all this foolishness all the time. I just couldn't take it. No, I'm sitting up here listening. What the hell is he talking about? That dude, man.
Yeah, I think
when you say come with your correctness, you come correct.
Yeah,
all that
I think the
stuff and all that other stuff, man, cut it out, dude. Stop coming on the radio station with that foolishness taking up for that white man. What's wrong with you? And that's what Reverend Al's talked about the other day. He picked off just enough of y'all foolish black Negroes to get over. Foolish Hispanic men, foolish white men. Now y'all see what we into right now. All because he don't want his name. We all know he guilty in the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
We all know he guilty. I can grab him by the pee. If it wasn't my daughter, I'd date her. 34 homosexuals talk. If where there's smoke, there's fire. And so now he done started, he got 13 Americans killed, 400 and something of them hurt, gas prices going out of the food going up, all that stuff, like you said, Keith, them campaign promises was just a lie. I'm to end the war as soon as I get in the next day. I'm going to bring down food prices. All lies because of y'all racist, stupid butts.
And I think the other thing is those folks who voted for him thought that was everybody else, not them. Sorry, you too.
And
you too.
You too.
But here, Keith, this is the thing that I keep on saying. How long are people going to keep falling for the okie doke, Keith?
Well, people have been falling for the okie doke since the beginning of the okie doke. You got
That's
those who see
Keith,
things clearly.
How do you keep falling for that stuff, Keith?
I don't know.
His constituents are hurting now too.
I don't know. I can't get into.
What
you and Rhonda ask the same question every day, and every day I get the same response. I don't know.
As long as you ain't, you like to use the N-word, but you ain't got no teeth in your mouth. You ain't got no health care either.
Right.
You know, man, that this dude is actually blaming this war on Pete. He said that Pete said, that when he was, talking about ending it, he was like, man, that's too bad. He don't want to end it. So he.
I keep telling y'all, he's that dude on the he's that little boy. He's that little boy on the Twilight Zone.
Then he said,
if you don't do what he says, he's going to banish you in the field. All them dudes, he's going after. What's that white lady now? That Pam Bondi. He's going after her. The one he just fired from the Homeland Security. The dude she messing around with, he just fired him because he knew they was messing around, but it came out in public. All these people,
that ain't the relationship ain't what brought her down.
And he walks all over you.
Spending that money is what brought her down.
And he said,
and then said he knew, which he probably did.
Yeah.
That he knew about it, and so she put him on front. And when you put him on front, then you got to go.
And y'all better hope, and Meech, you better hope that the draft will come back because your boys might get caught up in that because they talking about doing it. Talking about he ain't scared of nobody.
So then they just
moved the draft 5 times.
So they just moved the age limit to
42 years old.
42, yeah, it was 42.
But they done that before. But this is the guy that called soldiers stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So stop calling on the radio with that nonsense, man. Wake up, grow some, man. Be a man. Stop all this stupid stuff, dude. I'm gone, y'all.
What did he say about John McCain?
All right.
He wasn't no hero.
Appreciate it, George.
He got caught. He was a hostage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And he said he don't like people who get captured.
Hey, Debo.
Yes.
Can I see the comments over here?
There's a lot of comments.
Caller, welcome to the program.
I don't know how to do that.
Good morning, you're on there.
But y'all talk about Clark.
Right.
Good morning, you're on there.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, brother, speak out. Go ahead, George.
There they go.
Yeah, it's Brother's Day today. We're going to speak our piece. But you know what? You tell them the truth. Meech, you need to chill, man, and know your facts. Do your history. Quit creating your own history in your own mind. Get real.
All right.
I appreciate it.
See, that's something we couldn't do yesterday.
But know our history.
No. People could respond to Beach. Let's see. When I was growing up, it was called.
They probably was responding to him on the chat.
Yeah. Okay. That's what narcissists do. Why is this so hard to comprehend? And then he said he's like Bill Mummy. Bill Mummy was the kid in the Twilight Zone. He was also Will Robinson in Lost in Space. So thank you for that Bill Mummy reference.
So this guy said that he don't want a cease war. He don't want to stop it.
He has to.
It's unbelievable.
That he has to
say something like this.
We're gonna stay on the same guy, but like transition a little bit. Because I was just loosely hearing stuff about the SAVE Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody was talking about it, and they said something so crazy that I actually had to read bits and pieces of the SAVE Act, and I'm appalled that this is what they're trying to pass. And one, it don't even make sense.
And it's going to do as much damage to Republicans as it will to Democrats. And now his insistence. Now, here's the question. First of all, we don't know what the House is going to do today, whether or not they pass the bill. Just in case folks don't know, late last night at 2:30 in the morning, the Senate passed a funding bill for DHS, the Department of Homeland Security.
It was partial.
Partial. Well, everybody but Border and Protection and ICE.
Mm-hmm.
But ICE already has money, so it doesn't matter. They were still getting paid. That was one of the looks. And when he threatened or he offered that he would figure out a way to pay TSA, and let me do my cleanup. I'm sorry for that cleanup. Yes, we were talking about that crash that happened at LaGuardia, and I said mistakenly that it was the TSA investigators that were held up in Houston. It was not. It was the National Transportation Safety Board inspector who got held up in TSB. So I apologize for that. It kind of hit me right afterwards, like, dude, that just can't be right. So, we're going to do a break?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You're listening to Community Voices Friday phone lines. The phones are back. 414-444-5250. 414-444-5250. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Now it's time for the Protege's perspective.
We live and die with the decisions that we make. The meaning of this can be both metaphorical and literal. Choices make consequences, a phrase that I was taught as a grade school student and lessons that I learned as a young boy maturing into a young man. And every choice that was made, all of them wasn't necessarily made for myself. Some choices were made wholeheartedly for myself. Others were made to influence or gain influence of others, while more decisions had a mixture of both. We've all hit a point in our lives, whether young or old, where we've said that we don't care what others think. In most cases, this is a small lie, for the acknowledgement and gratitude of others have always held a place in our hearts and minds. The reasoning for making such statement was to project strength, self-awareness, and strong identity. I am, I am. Showing others that you are comfortable in your skin projects strength, self-awareness, and a strong identity. The irony of being comfortable in your own skin is that you have to be comfortable in your own skin. This speaks to every decision that you make. Are you comfortable with that choice? Are you making this decision for you? Is this something that you completely want to do? One of the main reasons we project is to protect. Protect our ego, protect our feelings, protect our alliances. Like many other things, this process starts from within. From within, we can begin to uncover just who we are and who we are to become. Although we can project to others, deep down, you can't project to yourself. Sooner or later, it'll be easily recognizable to observe if you are in your outer layer just for using this as a projection, which is covered up as a facade just for protection, or those are genuine actions. To be comfortable in your own skin, it starts and ends from within. And should this ever fade, you will be lost in the world just as the limited trends.
All right, good job, man. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Boy, Tank smoked him last night.
I didn't even watch.
That versus was, man, Jamie Foxx then came back and really killed it and folded that whole party over with.
Yeah, Tank and Tyrese.
Jamie Foxx came?
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Foxx came, man. He killed it. He killed it after that.
Yeah.
Cause he wrote some of that
I know nigga do what it do, baby.
Not unthinkable. What was his album called?
You talking about Tyrese or
No, Jamie Foxx.
Oh. Tank wrote that song though.
And Unpredictable. Yeah, the Unpredictable album. Yeah.
And that's what song he sung, and he killed it. He brought the house down.
Yeah, man, that was a good verse.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And Tank didn't have enough juice, man. For the past 3-4 songs, Tank song them. Tyrese didn't do it. He didn't have enough jams.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Tyrese got some jams, but Tank been in the game longer than Tyrese.
Yep.
And he wrote more.
Yeah, and he wrote more. Yep.
He told him. It's funny how you your record sales is struggling, but I've been on tour for 4 straight years. You ain't been on no tour.
He said that's what he told you. He said you could only open, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm the only person on this stage that headline."
That's right.
That kind of killed. That kind of killed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm for everybody. Oh man, that's like one of them jokes you tell your guy inside the studio. You don't tell him for the world.
Yeah, they was replaying that clip this morning on Twitter or X.
Oh, okay. What you think about March Madness? How you think that's going?
Man, my bracket just just went away.
There's nobody
yesterday.
Right? There's no. Is there a bracket out there that's
and it's impossible. I looked it up. There's I think it's like 120 some billion chance you're better off winning a lottery than trying to get a perfect
They
bracket.
said you better off winning the lottery twice in the same
Yes,
week.
yes, that's I think something like that. Yes, it's impossible.
Well, I'm hyped because the women play today. So
I had Houston winning it all in all my brackets. So
really?
Yeah, man. So,
you ain't got Arizona in there?
Arizona's tough, man. Arizona's good.
Because you know the girls on Final Four is gonna be here.
For
real?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ladies.
Wow, that's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want
they want for the cheapest tickets. They want $450 for the nosebleeds.
Okay, I can see. I'm telling you, man. These women are
hard. Man, so if it's $450 for the women, you know what I mean. They want $850 for the nosebleeds for men.
Right. Oh man, but these women are balling. I mean, it is. Now it's funny because when you look at the lines, like the lines are closer when the men are playing than women. So right now, in Sweet 16, all the teams that are higher ranked, like UConn, Texas, South Carolina, man, I mean, they're like 80% chance of winning.
Right.
It's not the same necessarily with the men. Man, and I was watching Purdue last night.
Man, that's a big old white dude, man. Come on, fam. That's a big ass white dude.
But it does come down to you got to hit your shots.
But how do you listen? Explain to me from a head coach point of view. How do you not have enough players on the floor?
Dude.
Crucial.
In the Nebraska.
Listen. There's no difference from you calling timeout. You know you ain't got no timeouts. Ask Chris Webber.
But I'm saying about having.
This is on the coach.
Yeah, this is on the coach.
It's on the coach, but sometimes players be acting dumb. Like you would tell a player, no, for real. You would tell a player like you in, and then all of a sudden they just on the bench with her. You like, hey man, what you doing?
Yeah, but
DJ, look DJ, you got two coaches. You got the head coach
standing at the scores table, and he's looking up, and you could see Iowa pointing like, dude, throw the ball. I mean, everybody in the arena's pointing, and it's like, and then was he also the dude who sat his big guy in the Purdue game where he set his big guy and then Hoffman Wren gets the offensive rebound to win the game because the big guy's on the bench. He's saving him because he got 4 fouls.
I don't
understand. That's coaching, man. That's coaching.
That's terrible coaching, man, because this is at the end of the game. This is how they won the game.
Dude, that is
that's coaching.
That's coaching. That's being aware.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that the spot that it came in.
Man.
And guess what? You got two coaches. You got the head and assistant. So big impact both of y'all.
Wait. The head, assistant. You got the water guy. You got all these other coaches.
Don't you have a coach? Their only job is to count the number of players on the floor.
Yes,
right. I mean, that's their whole job. They count the number of players on the floor, and then when you look in the news store at the scores table, and first when the play happened, nobody really realized they only had 4 guys out there. They were trying to figure out how he got so wide open.
Dude, I mean,
and then they ran the tape, and they going, no, the kid is standing at the table, and when you watching the play, they all point and tell the dude, throw the ball, throw the ball.
I've been on,
and then fouled him.
Yeah.
I was on the end of this reverse where we had too many because we told somebody, hey, go tell them, they out. And now they just both on the floor. We like, hey, man, what's going on?
Listen, there's no difference from when you have on the football field when they like they got first of all, they got not enough players, and then they still didn't get the first foul.
Yep. Right. I love when they put sometimes I think it's purposeful that they put 12 out there to see if they gonna get caught. Because you're going dude, there's 13 dudes out there.
Yeah, but you got 12 people out there running catching, they still got a first down. Something's wrong with y'all.
And then I'm thinking, do you fire the coach for that? Well, no, you can't because look, Nebraska's never really been that far. His son was playing too, wasn't he?
That's Fred. Now, Fred's a pretty good NBA player.
Yep.
He's pretty good NBA
He
player,
coached
but
at
can shoot.
Iowa State
He
too.
coached at Iowa,
Yeah.
And he coached in Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's how he actually got that job, was winning at Iowa State.
Well, you know, Nebraska's never been strong in basketball.
He started in Iowa State, then he went
to
to
Iowa or Chicago first.
No, he went to Chicago. Iowa State and then he went to Chicago.
Yeah.
So he went to Chicago from Iowa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that they're talking about now Billy Donovan getting the UNC job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he a North Carolina guy?
No. Billy Donovan played at Providence.
So he's actually coaching UKC. I mean,
he's
OKC,
coaching.
right?
He's coaching Chicago, the Bulls.
Yeah, I'll leave and go coach UNC.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Chicago.
I feel, but didn't I say last week Hubert Davis is going to lose his job?
You did say it.
He was going to lose. He had two things against him.
I'm a Duke fan.
Once he's black as a coach, and two,
but they really wasn't.
He had a very good record. No, he had a very good record.
They wasn't. They wasn't elite.
What I'm saying is, though, when you look at they
had that one dude that played for 8 years.
He had like a 650 winning percentage.
Yeah, but Duke ain't elite no more neither. Ever since Coach K left.
They what
you talking about?
One of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, what's he talking about, man?
They have the best players, but when they come down
that's
to
what
the
makes
tournament,
that's what they do it very well. They're still playing.
I get it, but when they come down to the tournament, like because right now they're in the Elite Eight, right?
So what makes a team elite outside of the performance? One, Duke has been winning the conference and
they haven't won the championship.
But what also makes you elite is your ability to have a top recruiting class. Right. North Carolina hasn't had a top recruiting class in a long time. Duke has had the top recruiting class within the last 3 or 4 years in a row.
But that's because everybody want to go to Duke.
But what's going to hurt Duke is their youth. If anything is going to be their youth, because when your two or three are like freshmen, and I'm not saying because they had 2 top picks in the NBA draft last year, they didn't win a championship.
Right.
So youth and the NCAA's, the more experienced teams usually win. Right. And even go back, talk about Duke. Let's go back. Was that 92 when they played Michigan?
93.
93.
No, actually they played them back-to-back years, didn't they?
Yeah. They had 1 year.
They played them one like in the Final Four and then one in the championship.
Yeah. But they were a more experienced team.
Yeah.
And it came down because there was no question that Michigan had more talent. Yeah. But that experience makes a difference, man. Yeah. And obviously, I guess Hoiberg wasn't used to this where that's a basic thing. It's like in football, clock management. When you lose sight of the clock and then you make some decisions, that's all part of it. That because games are won and lost in the last 2 minutes.
But I mean, I thought that was after a timeout.
It was after a timeout.
So if you got 5 players sitting in front of you after the timeout,
I did not just tell you, dude. They be acting dumb sometimes. Sometimes the moment get too big for the players.
I don't know why that dude was.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was waiting.
Crazy.
And for the timeout, he doesn't have to be signaled in. He just walks on the floor. He's already checked in.
One of the biggest things that grinds a coach's gear is that we call timeout to draw up a play, and then right after that timeout, players forget what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that grinds a coach's gear. That used to be
one of my favorite reframes. That is looking nothing like we drew up.
Right.
That was one of my favorite. That is not, I don't know where we didn't draw that up. Yeah. Oh, now it's time for you to improvise? No. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You on there?
Hey, good evening. Good morning or happy Friday, whatever you choose to take. Mr. Parris, I had a question for you.
Sure.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about them putting that 100-unit Cabina Green baby projects at Midtown?
I don't know much about
it. Because they should have put another affordable housing, but they're gonna put it at the Midtown in the old Walmart.
Oh,
and what I'm trying to figure out is why are they trying to make Milwaukee look like a baby Beloit, which is gonna be consist of nothing but EBT, Section 8, broken blinds, Malibus, and minivans that's missing headlights.
I mean, they got to do something to try to curb
and
homelessness.
I think that's a popular trend now, mixed use housing, mixed use spaces. What's the corners out in Brookfield? That's the same thing. They have retail shops there. They also have residents there too. So I mean, that's part of it. Now, if you're talking about,
I mean, we got it up here with the library.
Even all the new libraries. All the new libraries are mixed use.
But I don't see how it's going to be beneficial. So we have 3rd and Burleigh to 3rd and Locust. That's going to be the next Stony Island. Let's not forget about Titonia and the lead up to Valete and Fond du Lac. That's low-income housing. Then you're taking off schools.
So what do you do with the people who are dealing with housing insecurity? How do you deal with that?
And then some would say we got too many schools, which is the reason why, we have less resources for schools individually.
Well, I say, how about you put them in downtown Waukesha, because it's taken away from the homeowners, and now the homeowners are not going to be able to sell their house, because if I see a bunch of stuff outside and somebody got their house for sale, I'm not going to want to buy it, and then it brings the wrong culture when it comes to affordable housing, because there's really no pride when you're only spending your last $2 for rent.
I disagree with that, just because the homeowners, they making up these apartment complexes and these low income and buildings that wasn't homes to begin with. These are all stores and department stores. So that's not going to take away from the homeowners, unless you're talking about
definitely going to take away
value.
Well, it's going to take away from the property value, because my mother lives over and where one of Barada properties is. Ain't no people gonna come over there and buy. Not when you got garbage and campers and chicken boxes and broken down vehicles, and the Infinity J35 ain't nothing but Buick to Blacks. They gonna be all up down the alley, broke down. I just think it's a detriment. And we as Black people, we're more than Section 8 fast and friendly fried chicken restaurant, liquor stores, and churches. But you don't see that when you go to Bayside. You don't see that when you go to Whitefish Bay. It's a certain culture.
Well, no, there's also a lot more money.
But Whitefish Bay is basically Milwaukee anyway. I really don't consider Whitefish Bay.
Whitefish Bay is very different.
I mean, Bayside is further.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
they put the money into.
You talking $750,000 $1 million homes. There's a real big difference.
Right, but my point is those areas is similar to the inner city of Milwaukee, where those were already going to be homes anyway. It wasn't big complexes that was going to be in those neighborhoods.
Silver Spring, they just did one.
You're talking about like 60 something?
No, Silver Spring. No, in Whitefish Bay, Silver Spring, right before Lake Drive. They just did a development there. Got to figure out how to use that space, and that's the trend now, that you have like mixed use spaces where you have retail spaces, you have residential spaces, and it may or may not be Section 8. That's the issue. Right now, out by Christian Faith has gone in to ask to build on green space, that land that they own out there, and there are people in that community who are raising concerns about them putting up another multi-unit apartment building. I mean. And you're right, it does, depending on who you're renting to, it really does have an impact. And people are trying to get into, look, Barada can take advantage of people because it's hard to find a place to rent. If you have a certain income,
they tear those down, Barada gonna buy them anyway.
Yeah,
because they're gonna look all right for a minute, and once they tear them down to the ground, they're gonna sell them to Barada.
Barada is just a slumlord.
Yeah, but my thing is, we're supposed to build up the city.
But part of it is that we don't necessarily have the means. So we're going to tear it down even more? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we talk about home ownership. Well, if you look at what Milwaukee, when you look at it, is one of the poorest cities in the country, in terms of people's income. So I can't get a house. People are barely making ends meet.
But you do know Milwaukee is the duplex capital of the world, and you do know in the inner city, and this is what they're not telling you, that they are selling houses to these out-of-town companies for $30,000. and the girl across the street is paying $890 for a 2-bedroom flat, and the basement flood every time it rains. But they're not letting the people in the neighborhood know that.
Right. I agree with that. That is a big.
I mean, the city is suing somebody right now, right?
Yep.
That's an out of town landlord.
Yeah. For all of those houses that's actually boarded up.
And my thing is, we got to be consistent, because Barada has been known to have issues and to have been not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And we still hear about them.
But why we can't take that? Why we can't take that money and fix these baby casket potholes that's costing you $900 to $1,500 for your front end? How is it beautifying the inner city? It's making the inner city look like Rockford, and we should be more known for more than Rockford.
I hear people make that complaint, but in order for you to do that, you're going to have a significant increase in property taxes. And trust me, those folks who are paying property taxes don't want to see their property taxes go up.
I mean, they already been going up.
They're going to go up. But what people want to know, they go up because the cost of everything goes up. So if people want what we used to have, we were having this conversation the other day. When I was growing up in Milwaukee could afford its socialism, right? It was 1 million people here. People had, you had factories here. So there was a whole lot of ways. You don't have that anymore. So now you have an eroding economic base in the city, right? And then you have people like, for example, city employees. Now city employees don't have to live in the city. So people who could buy those homes are now buying their homes in Wauwatosa, in West Dallas. If they can get out to Brookfield, that's where they're buying homes. So it's all these things that conspire to then make certain cities difficult to live in. And then you have a whole generation or 2 generations of folks who came up and they've never escaped the economic strata they started in, right? They started on public assistance. You got another generation that's on public assistance. That's a part of your population. And then where are those folks going to be? Those folks are going to be probably in areas where they can afford to rent.
Well, why they just can't put them in downtown Waukesha when it takes them 2 hours to come to Milwaukee? Well, because you have the homeowners over here who trying to keep their house up, and they're picking up Pampers and chicken boxes. I just feel like it's another disease to homeowners. People who have worked so hard, and now you got Anna LaQuana Bukusha and all these upteen kids and these broken blinds. I just feel sorry for the homeowners. I really do.
And I say it all the time. You don't wash a rent-a-car.
All righty. Well, y'all have yourself a good day.
Yeah, you too. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning. You're on air.
Good morning. You know what? It starts at home. A lot of these younger people feel like, first of all, you got to raise your kids and teach them right. Thank God, my 2. I thank God for them, but I still fuss at them like they 2 and 3. But I stay on top of them. But at the same time, that granddaughter, man, I got to work on. Because her name was right, but she come over there with some pink and blonde hair. Hey, Miss LaQuisha LaShaquana, you come back over here with that mess in your head. I'm going to slap the sugar honey iced tea out of your mouth. So you better clean it up. But you got to stay on these grandkids too. Because you know what? If they were taught right, they wouldn't be doing all that. But then again, I done seen some kids come from parents, they was raised right, but I'm not going to be like my mom and them was. And they're a hot mess. And that's what we getting now. But there's too many of them because, number one, you can't be your kid's friend. You can't sit and smoke weed with your friend. You can't drink with your kids. You got to be a parent. Grow up. You laid up here and made some babies. Grow up and take care of your business. First of all, you need to grow up.
Yeah, but it's hard to have this conversation because I'm going to use a word here, is systemic, right? That some people, it's very difficult for them to escape their environment and all the influences.
Economics.
Yeah, all those influences of the environment. So if this is all you see, this is all you know. True. And then when you try to get outside of this environment where people are operating on a different wavelength, you can't, it's hard for you to to make that adjustment. Like you're right, it starts at home. So one of the things that starts at home, for example, is reading. But if you come from a family where they don't basically know how to read, and then it's not a priority for you to learn how to read, then it's going to be reflected in the test scores at MPS, because yes, they teach you reading in MPS, but it's augmented at home.
So then the issue isn't necessarily low income housing, it's the people.
It's the environment. It's the system.
Right. The people.
The system is part of it, but it's also policies.
I mean, the people create, an environment, because, let's just say, the system was to get to a certain place at 10 o'clock, but the people is consistently showing up at 12. It's not the system's fault. It's the people within that.
Come on.
It's both. It's both.
But
Frankie started working at FedEx.
Right.
Frankie, if nothing else about Frankie, he gets on time and he works. He said that there are younger people his age, they ain't used to working like this. So either they're gonna quit or
so it's the people.
But it's also the environment that you grow up in, where you teach people that this is what you do. You teach people, if I see you never getting up, getting a job, this kind of hard, then for me to get up and go and get a job. So again, it's those generations. If I saw people, this is the way that you hustle. Let's go back to when young folks were selling crack. Now a lot of people, it wasn't the music. They was trying to eat, and you had people in the house who thought that was okay, right? So then the kid is not getting like, hey man, this is wrong. It's wrong on a lot of different levels. It's not long term, because people there living. So it's the system. It's the system. Is how we talk, right? Is our expectations.
But
it's a lot. It's more complicated, more layered.
It's definitely more complicated and more layered. But to the point that, if we introduce something that is going to bring some sort of negativity, I kind of push against that, because it's about the people that are within that system that is going to determine if this is a success or not. We create a lot of schools. The system would say education is good, but then when we look back and we see that some of these schools are failing, who are you going to blame? Are you going to blame the system, or are you going to blame the individuals that are not taking, the education seriously enough?
All right. Appreciate you, man. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
back to Community Voice with your hosts, Keith Parris and Devon Jones, DJ The Protege.
Welcome back. Callers, thank you for your patience. You're on air.
Hello.
Good morning. Turn your radio down, please.
Hi, DJ The Protege. Hey, Keith.
Hey.
This is Angela.
Hey, Angela.
So anyway,
Forgetting somebody.
Excuse me?
You forgetting somebody.
Who right out?
Yeah. See,
Oh, he good? Hey, look. My guy, I already talked to my dude already, so he good.
Oh,
I ain't gotta holler him out. I ain't gotta holler him out every time I call in because he know he already good. So anyway, back to you. So I'm calling in based on that, you know, you gotta break that generation curse because like with my girls, my family member told me a long time ago that my children wasn't gonna amount to anything. But let me tell you, I got 3 high school graduates. I got a college graduate. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was out there in them streets, my kids did what they had to do. You know, I before I got out in them streets, I made sure that they went to school every day and that they learned. And my mother, I don't take nothing from her the way she brought me up. I don't take nothing from her because the way she brought me up was a good way. Because even though I did slip off to the left and did things my way and got into some trouble, but it wasn't on her. It was on me. I don't take nothing away from my mother the way she raised me or the way I raised my kids. My kids ain't never seen no inside of no prison. You know what I'm saying? Never. But they walked across that stage and they did something that I didn't do. And I'm proud of my kids. Even though my family members said they wasn't going to be nothing, look at them now. They is. And I give it to all 3 of them. Because I wasn't there, but my mother was. So I don't take nothing from her. My mother was a great woman. Even though she ain't in heaven right now, she's still in my heart. And I'll never forget her. And I love everything she did for me and my kids. Because if it wasn't for my mother, I would never been where I'm at today. I would never got to where I am with the help that she gave me to put me back on the right track with the grace of God too. But you know, my mother was there. So everybody that got a problem with their mama, get yourself together. Y'all ain't got but one, and she it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all better give her her flowers now while she alive, because when she gone, y'all gonna be, oh, I wish I would have did that too late. You should have did it while she was here. Because without y'all mama, y'all ain't gonna be nothing.
Are you right about that?
Because I give my mother all hers. Even if she ain't here, I'll still give it to her. Because she was my mama and my daddy. And she did a good job. It was just me that fell off.
I appreciate you, caller.
Okay, y'all have a good day. Hey, DJ The Protege.
Yes, ma'am.
You dripping. You know what I'm saying? You doing it?
Thank you.
Doing it?
Thank you.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too. Caller, thank you for your patience. You're on air. Good morning. You're on air.
Keith, I agree with you 100%. My mother raised 5. She was a single woman, a very independent woman. Wasn't taking no mess off no man, but she said, before I take some mess off a man, I'll do it by myself. She worked at the county. But you know what she did at her younger age? My cousins, my older cousins, stuff couldn't get along with their father. She took them in. But thank God, one thing, they showed an example out of us. The first one had a job at 16 at Big Boys. And see, we saw them examples. The other one, they did service and came home and came to live with us. But they had jobs. And see, that was an example for us. And we seen they had things and they had their own things. They wasn't asking nobody for nothing. We saw that. So, hey, 12, I was cutting grass. I was a hustler. You know, I was shoveling snow. You know, you learn to be independent. 16, I told my teacher, I was student council president of the department, I need a job. He got me a job at Outlaw Shoes. From there, okay, one thing I regret, I didn't go to college. You know, but right then, I was like the kids, now I got to have it now. 18, I ran up in Briggs and Stratton. You know what? That only lasted so long until the recession kicked in. Then I found myself, okay, I went out of that. Okay, I went to sales. But you know, sales in a recession.
Yeah.
I worked at American TV, Five Whites, American TV, Phil Token, all them car lots and all that. But during the recession, even though I was selling, but hey, a lot of them you got turned down on because of credit. But at the same time, I advise anybody encourage your kids to go to school because right now in this environment, it's going to take or get some type of technical support, education. But in this environment, it ain't nothing nice. Now I find myself impoverished for being stupid, making the wrong choices, wanting it now. But hey, that's something I got to deal with. But at the same time, hey, I'm still going to be optimistic because my life isn't over.
I appreciate you.
If you don't have that example in your life, see somebody getting up, going to work every day. My mother got up and went to work every day. Anybody around us had a job. You ain't have no job, we're going to look at you crazy.
I appreciate you calling.
All right.
414-444-5250. The phone lines are open. Keith had to step out to attend a funeral. Just looking at the chat, shout out to everyone that is staying in tune with the conversation. Epic Smooth MKE, shout out to you. Happiness Donuts, Zebra, me and them. I'm not repeating that. I almost repeated that. But everybody that's in the chat, shout out to everybody. I do feel that, it, to Keith's point, it does go hand in hand, the system, and then to the majority of the callers' point, the people. But I've heard it as a child, and to the sentiment of the community, everything starts at home. And, individually, to the point of my perspective, it starts from within. We have to have that basis and foundation to want to do better and be better. And there is a lot of times where we do hear the saying, if you knew better, you do better. That's not always necessarily the case. Some people do know better and they still don't actually do better. But in an effort to, just improve the conditions of our city, of our people, of our community, it starts at home, and then we have to begin to build out as well. And that also starts with stepping outside of our comfort zone. A lot of us will only want to work with the individuals who have their mind right, who have a good head on their shoulders. And I spoke about that in the past where, a lot of the issues that we have in our community is where we as a people only preach to the choir, but how are we tapping into those individuals who wasn't brought up the same way that we were brought up? How are we reaching those individuals who don't have the same moral compass as we do? I'm not saying that, you consistently risk your life or risk your health, but, in order to, build a strong community, we're going to need individuals that are same in, ideology, but also individuals that are different as well. Caller, thank you for your patience. You on there?
Yeah, this is Marshall Johnson from Milwaukee, Wisconsin here.
Could you turn your radio down, please?
Yeah. You were just talking with a gentleman earlier that used to work for American TV. I used to work with him also. I started in 1989, back in the day. I did 25 years there till 2014 till they closed up, till the economy had went bad, just as that gentleman was saying earlier. Yeah, also successfully, I was there. I waited it out, did my thing, got where I am today. So I kind of look back at my parents when I started working when I was like 17 years old when I left home, stuff like that. So I had to build from what I know and carry it out through what this next generation is. So basically, what I'm saying is who you know and who will hire you. That's where these jobs are today. Because a lot of them, if you just somebody that they don't know and you just coming into the game of employment, it's going to be kind of hard for you for a moment there. Because I went through this exact same thing that young man was just talking about earlier. As far as like growing up and stuff like that, yeah, Wisconsin's very hard for a minority to find work here. I understand that. I see it. We all been through it. But thing with this war going on in Iran, this is nothing new. This happened back in the day when each other president was in the White House. We were dealing with Iran and all this other stuff. But with this person in the White House right now, he makes no sense whatsoever what he's doing. He's lying, he's pointing a finger at Obama, calling them out their name and stuff like that. Instead of you pointing the finger at them, why don't you just point the finger at the problem and look at yourself before you talk about somebody else? Can you dig it?
Yes, sir.
That's where I come out at. You know, he started this war because he know he's about to get impeached. And my thing is this, what's taking the White House so long to get him up out of there? You know, this thing with ICE and all this other stuff. This is just a waste of taxpayers' money. What's going on with this?
Well, we've seen in the past that these people, they're just in the position because they, you know, they want power. It's all about power. And although a lot of these people probably do disagree with him behind closed doors, they're gonna put on a facade just so that they can remain in power.
Yeah, speaking of power, I'm gonna stand tall on this one here. What I'm about to say, because see, what he's doing is he's in a lot of debt with all these people that got him in the White House in the first place. You gotta have money to run a country. Money runs everything. He knows that, and he got all these crooked ass people in here that's voting for him, to where he has to set a goal to pay all that money back. He has so much debt. He is about to lose that Trump Tower in Chicago. They got liens on all his properties until he pay all this money back. See, people didn't realize this.
I mean, he's probably losing some money, but you know, he's gained. I want to say his net worth has increased since he's been in here, and I want to say it's to the tune of upwards of $3 billion, and I'm probably being being generous with how much money he has earned, and you know, how high his net worth has increased.
Okay, let me ask you this. How do you think his money had increased? It increased off his taxpayers.
Right.
He don't want paying taxes on nothing. Right. We know this. We know this. He just built that Trump Tower in Dubai. Where that money come from? Mm-hmm. That came from us. That money came from the American people. Oh, it's trillions of dollars. Trump did, Biden did this, Obama did this, and blah blah. Yeah, because see, Obama's like gold. The man can go anywhere in the world he wants because he's truly loved. This man is showing an example of hatred, evil, and all this other stuff. You see, that's where his bridge is gonna burn him. It's how you treat people.
Obama got some. I mean, Obama got his haters too.
Yeah, but not
from,
as much.
You know, the you know, they used to call him the porter in chief, you know, prior to, you know, what this president is doing. And so, you know, he has a lot of detractors. I mean, we see that just from living here in America.
Yeah, okay, that's facts. But here's the point. What I'm saying is, you know, if he would just take care of the problem and solution instead of pointing fingers and who's doing this and doing that, and what the hell are you doing to make it better?
Right.
And my point of the whole moment here is that Trump Tower that he just built in Dubai, they blew that thing up, man. It's gone. Now, why would you build a Trump Tower in Dubai and then turn around and look, you at war with Iran, and they see something with your name on it? What makes you think you're gonna stand tall in that country? Tell me.
I appreciate you, caller. We gotta end the program.
All right.
You have a good weekend.
Hey, yeah, I'll see you on the other side, okay?
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you to everyone who has called in. Thank you to our listeners, and thank you for everyone who has been engaging in the chat. I try to shout you all out whenever I get a chance to. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Keith will be back with you all on Monday. And as always, let's go from this place in peace.